The clock is ticking for 60 minutes. The once esteemed CBS News flagship program is in a tailspin, according to insiders. After the abrupt resignation of a top producer and a jarring on-air diatribe against the network's corporate owner, delivered by one of the show's most prominent anchors, things appear to be going from bad to worse. Sources familiar with 60 Minutes staff have exclusively revealed to the Daily Mail that the beleaguered news magazine program, plagued by ethics complaints and wilting under outside scrutiny, is in chaos, even as it braces for another blow. On Thursday, the New York Times reported that Paramount, the parent company of CBS News, is entering into talks with lawyers for President Donald Trump to resolve claims that 60 Minutes deceptively edited an interview with his 2020 presidential opponent, Kamala Harris. Sherry Redstone, daughter of the late media magnate Sumner Redstone, and the person effectively in control of Paramount, has said that she wants to resolve the dispute. Perhaps it is no coincidence that Redstone is also seeking to sell Paramount to a major Hollywood studio, a sale that requires the Trump administration's approval. Meanwhile, all this is playing out against the backdrop of an American media institution is disarray. In the final minute of Sunday evening's program, veteran 60 Minutes host Scott Pelley shocked audiences with a roving monologue obliquely criticizing Paramount after the sudden departure of executive producer Bill Owens earlier that week. Pelley claimed that Paramount began to supervise our content in new ways, pointed out the pending merger, and said that Owens concluded that he had lost the independence that honest journalism requires. So he quit. Insiders tell the Daily Mail that Pelley's rebuke was kept quiet among in-the-know staffers until airtime and the network was left reeling by the public airing of dirty laundry. Morale in the CBS newsroom had already plummeted following Owens' farewell last week, said sources, and Pelley's stinging criticism only made things worse for panic-stricken executives forced to do damage control. Pelley's monologue feels like another self-inflicted wound for 60 Minutes. Catherine Herridge, a former CBS News senior investigative correspondent, told the Daily Mail. Herridge, who was fired by CBS News last year and has alleged that news executives there attempted to censor her reporting on the Hunter Biden laptop scandal, said network alumni are lamenting the state of the program. Former 60 Minutes staffers have complained to me that it is not the 60 Minutes of Mike Wallace, Steve Croft, and tobacco industry whistleblowers, she said, referencing the program's heyday. Now, Herridge said, the program is known for botching news, not breaking it. 60 Minutes has dismissed some of the biggest political stories of the last decade as conspiracies, including the Hunter Biden laptop, she observed. Indeed, veteran 60 Minutes correspondent Leslie Stahl insisted in a 2020 interview with Trump that the contents of the Biden laptop could not be verified, which Herridge slammed as disappointing and wrong and suggested a lack of journalistic curiosity. More than 2 years later, the network admitted the laptop's authenticity. Then, in January of this year, the Anti-Defamation League expressed outrage over a 60 Minutes report that featured accounts from former State Department officials who painted U.S. support for Israel as problematic. ADL CEO Jonathan Greenblatt accused the show of portraying a one-sided account. Where are the counter-perspectives to those interviewed? Where is the mention of the nearly 100 hostages, including Americans, still in captivity? What kind of journalism is that? He tweeted. 60 Minutes' latest issues spring from an October interview of Vice President Harris during her bid for the executive office. President Trump sued Paramount and CBS a few days before the November election for $10 billion, alleging deceptive editing of Harris' interview. In February, the FCC probe requested that CBS make the full transcript of the interview public. CBS claims they cut down Harris' answers for clarity and brevity, but critics allege the edit made Harris' answers to questions on the Israel-Hamas war seem more coherent than they were. While the edit that sparked the controversy was not a technical foul, a fair-minded review showed 60 Minutes did Harris big favors in the edit room, Herridge said. It transformed rambling, word salad responses into a crisp, succinct broadcast segment. But even that is not the end of the 60 Minutes saga. According to Harridge, the heavy-handed edit of the Harris interview raises legitimate questions about whether, in October 2023, 60 Minutes gave President Joe Biden the same favorable treatment in the edit room that concealed his cognitive decline.